Beneath the whispering pines and rickety old cabins of Willow Creek, the chilling tales of the Rake haunted the locals, a creature of nightmares said to creep in the dark, preying on the vulnerable. Every rustle in the underbrush or shadow flitting between the trees would send shivers down the spines of those who lived here, especially the teenagers. Among them was Sarah, a curious girl with a penchant for horror stories. While her friends huddled together, too frightened to explore the woods where the Rake was said to dwell, Sarah felt a strange pull towards those ominous silhouettes. Ignoring their warnings, she decided she would face the darkness head-on, hoping to unravel the truths buried beneath the folklore. One cool autumn evening, as the sun dipped behind the horizon, Sarah slipped away with her flashlight, the beam bouncing off the trunks of towering trees. She ventured deeper into the forest, the leaves crunching underfoot, her heart racing both from fear and exhilaration. She thought of the tales she'd heard around the campfire, how the Rake was described as a pale, emaciated creature with long limbs and razor-sharp claws, eyes hollow and void of life yet filled with an insatiable hunger. But Sarah was determined to uncover the truth that had gripped her friends with fear. She wanted to see if the creature was real or just a figment of overactive imaginations. After walking for what felt like hours, she found herself at an eerie clearing, the moonlight spilling silver across the ground. The atmosphere shifted. The air became thick and humid, and a low rustling echoed nearby. Sarah paused, her breath hitching. The rustling ceased, and an unsettling silence fell over the clearing. She gripped her flashlight tighter, flickering the beam around, searching for movement. That's when she saw it. A glimpse of skin, gray and glistening, blending with the shadows. A figure crouched low near a tree, its long fingers scraping against the bark. Fear coursed through her veins as chills ran down her spine. In an instant, Sarah's instincts kicked in, and she turned to run. But the creature was faster. With an unnatural grace, it lunged toward her, and she felt a breeze like icy claws grazing her skin. Heart pounding in her chest, she stumbled forward, the beam of her flashlight flickering erratically. The clearing blurred into a nightmare of twisted trees and shadows as she dashed through the underbrush. Behind her, the Rake was relentless. Its raspy breath filled the air, a sound that sent echoes of dread vibrating through her bones. Sarah didn't dare look back, she could feel it gaining on her. Desperation fueled her flight as she burst into a thicket, pushing through branches and twisting roots. She was lost now, disoriented, but panic kept her moving. Finally, she spotted a path, faint but promising. She ran towards it, hope flaring within her. But as she emerged from the dense woods into another clearing, the landscape felt wrong. The moonlight illuminated a dreadful sight. Broken remnants of an old campsite mingled with bones, a shadowy array of yellowing teeth and torn clothes half buried in the litter of leaves. Gulping back her terror, Sarah realized the stories were true. The clearing was a graveyard for the Rake's unfortunate victims. Before she could process this horrifying truth, something crackled to her right. The Rake now stood in the clearing, inches from her, its eyes glowing like coals in the dark. "Please," she stammered, feeling the ground beneath her tremble with its proximity. "I didn't mean to intrude." It tilted its head, the sound of cracking bones ringing through the deceptive stillness. The Rake seemed to study her, its long fingers dripping with remnants of darkness, and in that moment, Sarah felt a deep dread seep into her soul. Summoning her last bit of courage, Sarah turned on her flashlight. The beam struck the Rake's face, and for a brief moment, there was silence. It recoiled, letting out a shriek that reverberated through the clearing like the wail of banshees. Seizing her chance, Sarah bolted, the adrenaline propelling her through the thickening darkness. She ran, not stopping until the familiar lights of her town flickered in the distance. As she burst into the open, gasping for breath, she glanced back. The woods loomed ominously behind her, a dark maw ready to swallow anyone else who dared to enter. Her friends rushed to her side, their faces pale with worry. They pulled her into a huddle, questions pouring out about where she had been and what she had seen. But Sarah, eyes wide with horror, could barely articulate her terror as a single thought consumed her. The Rake was real, and it still lurked in the darkness, waiting for its next victim. From that day on, their campfire stories shifted. They spoke not just of the Rake, but of shadows that lingered too long and shapes that moved in the corner of their eyes. Willow Creek was never the same, and neither was Sarah. The woods would forever whisper secrets, and the rake? It would always be watching, just beyond the reach of the light.